kids learning to read and write on tablets, virtual teachers, what will be next? Paperless libraries? Well, actually yes. Seth checks out one such store of knowledge, Paperight.
It's the new year. Welcome back to the real world. I hope the break was fun, because it's back to work in a big way, Leisure Suit Larry. And for some of you, back to work means back to school. And back to school means textbooks. And textbooks means traveling potentially long distances to niche bookstores in obscure suburbs for a book so expensive it would make Patrice Motsepe blush. And you know what the best part is? That textbook won't be relevant to your studies or your life next semester. And you won't even be able to sell it because, yes, that's correct, they brought out an updated version. Shush now, little baby, don't you cry. You happen to live in the most technologically advanced period in human history. And where there's technology, there's a way. Put your hands together for Paperight, the digital licensing platform that will save you from poverty, ignorance, and university bookstores. But how? Paperight gives your run-of-the-mill copy shop the opportunity to become a bona fide bookseller without the need to stock books. After registering as a Paperight outlet, the copy shop will have online access to a digital library of books, magazines, and other documents. The customer walks in and asks the clerk for a book, magazine, or document. The clerk searches the Paperight catalog online, downloads the book, saves it to their computer, and prints it for the customer. It's that easy. Funded by the Mark Shuttleworth Foundation, Paperight nabbed first place at the Frankfurt Book Fair Context Startup Showcase in Germany at the end of last year, before casually accepting the Apex Award for the most innovative small company in South Africa at the Accenture Innovation Index Awards in Sandton a week later. So you'll have to forgive founder and CEO Arthur Atwell if he comes across a little smug when he explains the finer details.
We've got almost 2,000 books in the catalogue, and at the moment most of the books we have are educational. So we've got study guides for high school students, we've got training manuals for nursing, we've got some university textbooks, and then we've got a lot of classic old novels, ranging from Charles Dickens to Jane Austen, which is very useful for university students as well. So the simplest way, if you have internet access, is to go to paperight.com, and while you're looking at any product, the outlet map is right there showing you your nearest outlets, or you can click on a little Find Your Nearest Outlet button, and it'll give you a list of the copy shops in your area. What's also important is that people must get hold of us and tell us when they can't find an outlet near them, and we'll help them out, make it happen. There are two ways that a customer saves money through Paperight. The one way is that if you happen to live very far from a bookstore, just the travel of getting to the bookstore or the waiting for the delivery can cost you. And the second case is, for many of the books, when you buy them from a photocopy shop, they're actually cheaper than if you order them from a bookstore. So an example would be textbooks by O'Reilly. They're a top US textbook publisher. You can get an O'Reilly textbook from a Paperight outlet at more than 40% cheaper than you would in a bookstore, because of the way that the economics of printing work out. And that's for a student, that's a big saving. That could be hundreds or thousands of rand in a year.
Paperight's stated mission is to put every book within walking distance of every home, digs, or res. It's ambitious, but it's also a perfect example of an online solution to a real-world offline problem. And frankly, we'll be keeping a keen lookout for the impact that it'll have on our country.